I want to know who's dead and who's not. You know, like I look at the obituaries all the time
To see if you know somebody.
Yeah, just to see. Oh, I fucking know that guy because
Yeah.
it's fun to say.
Yeah.
To call people and be like, "Yo, guess
Guess who
you
died?
heard about so and so."
Yeah.
Why is
Yeah.
that fucking? Why is that fun to know it first? It is though.
It is weird.
You want to know it first.
You do want to know it
It's
first.
not good news.
Yeah.
But you want to have some news.
I thought you were looking to sell weed at funerals and you're trying to find out who's dead.
You want to have some news.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I got some.
I know.
Right?
It is crazy.
Yeah.
But
You
then when
started-
you really know them, it's not like people start texting you and you're like, dude, you know who died? You're like, I know already. I know. So
I don't need to know you.
I just been to like
actually
3.
was the first one to find out. Thanks, though.
I know. Gotcha. Yeah. I just went to 3 funerals in like within a month, like just recently.
What? Another one?
Yeah. No, 3. Yeah, 3. Well, one was a friend's mom, and then 2 overdoses.
Wow.
Yeah.
How good of a friend to go to the mom's?
I snowboard with them all winter long, and we're friends. Yeah, in other areas also. We see each other from time to time throughout the summer too.
Right.
Yeah, good friend of mine now.
So I get annoyed when someone says, "Yo, you're gonna go to the wake," and
Yeah.
and I was thinking to myself, "I'll never go to that wake."
I know. You don't need to go. Yeah.
Now I gotta go.
Yeah.
Once you ask someone if you're gonna go to a wake,
Yeah.
you kind of
Gotta go.
That guy's gotta go now.
Oh, that guy.
You just got tagged.
You got tagged.
You can't be like, "No, I don't give a shit."
Yeah.
You have to care.
Sometimes I give like listen, man.
Yeah.
I'm not really friends with the guy, and I don't know the family.
Yeah, he owed me money.
They're not gonna know who I am when I go up to him, and sometimes if something other important is like going on in my life, you have to scramble to get babysitters or like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't drag my kids to funerals. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I got my kids that night,
Let's go, kids.
If I got my kids that night and I'm not that close, like, do I really need to be there? They're gonna have tons of family, but I do go to funerals when I think that if I know the person and they don't have like a large family or like extended friends,
Just to make it fill up the place.
fill up the place, but
Yeah.
to make that person feel like people showed up for them.
I'm weird with thinking of my own. I have. I've thought about how I want the party to be.
You can write it in a will.
I do. I want to write it. Like
Yeah.
I want everyone to get an invitation with a +1. Right? Just start with the +1. Right there, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is that?" Like he thought about this shit. Is this a suicide?
The funerals are going to be like, yo, did you get invited to the funeral?
Yeah.
Instead of like, hey, did you
Right.
know Amir died?
Right.
Like, yo, did you get
Did
invited?
you get an invite?
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking cool as shit.
So it's going to be a party.
Did you read the
of-
menu?
Yeah.
It's gonna be food,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. People are starving.
I want to have a good funeral. I want you to come to my funeral and have a fun time.
Yeah.
I want good pictures, and I'm going to be in charge of the pictures because I could tell already. I already know. It's going to be all my shitty pictures. I want the good, funny ones
Yeah.
that everyone's going to be like, I fucking remember that
I
shit.
know.
That
Yeah.
motherfucker was a
Yeah.
funny motherfucker, not the sad
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Not the, this is him in rehab.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you could put that there.
Yeah.
You know.
I always wonder if I'm going to accidentally show up in a photo of somebody like, oh my God, I'm in that picture. Like, you know what I mean? Like oh, that's
Everyone's
cool.
like,
they use
"Yo,
that one. Yeah.
Kevin, stop crying for a second. Come here.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
you're in this fucking picture, dude.
You're
fucking
in it. Yeah.
You're famous in this
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
So
3 funerals.
You want to hear something crazy? So the first
Yes.
one that I went to, it's not crazy, but like my friend's mom passed away, and because of her attitude and who she was as a person,
Mm-hmm.
before you got into the funeral parlor,
Right.
they had ice cream out front.
No shit.
Yeah.
She loved ice cream.
She loved ice cream. She
For
liked
months.
parties. You walked in, happy birthday signs everywhere.
So they kind of
I thought it was like she just had a birthday or something, but it wasn't. It was a thing that she did. Like she wanted everyone to celebrate, and she was always saying happy
that's
birthday
her
to
birthday
people.
party.
Bowls of candy all over the funeral parlor.
Cool.
Yep, there was little Kit Kats.
Something different.
It was something. It was
Not
actually
the-
great.
Not the. Well, how
was
old was
great.
she?
I think she was in her late 60s. I'm gonna say.
That's not. That's not
Yeah,
that good.
cancer, died of cancer.
Ah.
But not good. Sad, always still. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Loss, mourning. You know what I mean? But you can tell with the attitude of the family. Then there, it was a little more like, hey, this was a great woman. She lived a good life. She liked people to be happy.
Let's celebrate the life, not the death.
Let's celebrate the life, not the death.
Right.
Yeah, man.
That's a big.
Yeah.
That's a big discovery in someone's life
Yeah.
when they can understand the
Yeah.
difference
Yeah.
and not mourn for the
Yeah.
rest of their life.
Yeah.
And because death can take something out of you. I know people who haven't come back.
Oh, right.
From
Someone who's
certain
left behind.
deaths.
Yes.
Now I don't know how I'm going to react you know, when my mom dies or my dad dies, I'm sure I'm going to be fucking miserable and falling apart for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, a few hours at least.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like crying and shit.
Right.
And then I'll go out and drink a little bit and forget about the whole thing.
You won't forget.
No, I know, but like,
but I know what you mean.
I'm more, and again, I don't know how this is going to hit me.
Yeah.
Saying this shit because I haven't lost a
because they're
really,
alive.
Yeah, like I haven't lost
Yeah.
a really, really, really close family member like that.
Right.
Except my grandfather, but I was younger.
And it's a generation gap.
Yes.
It's different.
It's not your mom.
It's not a sibling.
But I imagine that, you know, I'm going to look at the good things.
Yeah.
And not let it take something out of me that...
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be
That's what the pictures are always. Like, that's what the pictures are. They're always memories, good memories, photos.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's hard to explain, but I mean, I think about it quite a bit. I almost like get myself like
Caught up in it.
pre-prepared.
Yeah.
You know, when they go.
You think about death more than now you have children.
Oh, so
100%,
dude,
right?
Oh my god,
100%.
so much more.
I know.
I think about the most craziest.
I never
horrific
used to think about it
deaths
at all
ever.
until I had started having kids, and then I started to bug out about dying for some reason a little bit.
I'm not worried about me as much as I am about him or her.
Well, yeah, how you leave,
Before me,
Yeah,
like watching it, seeing it,
I know.
hearing about it, what happened.
Yeah.
Who didn't see what was supposed to be looked over, what pool was not fucking lifeguarded, or whatever the fuck incident it could be.
That you think about the kid.
Oh.
Oh, that forget it.
Dude.
I like go do something because I can't stop thinking.
I know.
It's like
It's brutal.
It freaks me out.
Yeah, because there's so much love that goes into that realization
Yeah.
that you have when you have children, like how deep your love can get.
Yes.
How strong it can
Yeah.
get. How amazing it can be. But at the same time, it's so fucking
Yeah,
scary.
it pulls up all these other fears.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Holy
I know.
fuck.
It is insane.
Like I look at him walking in the grass, and I'm
Out
like,
of a car
what if
comes
this fucking nut job just decides to run like a squirrel across the fucking street, and a fucking Mack truck just
My youngest used to not look, no matter what you told him and how dangerous it was.
Not
He-
look.
Oh, run right out into a street for a minute there until he got a little older.
Yeah.
Like he used to run, and he ran out once. Like a car was like not close. It wasn't far away. I mean,
right.
and it's even his older brother would be like, he's like, dude, you gotta look, bro. This is a street. Like, he's like, he just run like it's okay. Like,
Right.
I guess like everybody's walking to the car, and he don't realize that like a parent or an adult is already looking at the street.
Wait, hold on. Can you close that? Shut that fucking dehumidifier.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
That's the one that makes this noise. It's not so much the
Yeah,
AC. It's
yeah.
just the fucking.
Thank God, because bacon here when that thing goes off.
No, I know. I can't.
know.
Not now. You hear the difference? Well, there's a lot.
Yeah, once it goes
Yeah.
down, that's it.
There's
Now
still
you
some
get-
sound.
Yeah, it's fine.
Whatever the fuck.
But yeah, I think he didn't realize like you're walking towards a street. I'm already looking, like to see if there's cars, or I know that I'm gonna look. So he doesn't see someone going like, "Are there any cars?" So he's just like walking with you, and he would just keep walking like right out into the road.
Do you ever have a fear that your kids will find out about you overdosing? Or do you think that won't ever happen because I would never do drugs again, ever? Anyway. Is there ever a doubt?
I can't say I never.
Have you thought it?
Have I thought?
Have you thought, I hope, like, I can't die that way? Or I can't have my kids find...
I've had the thought.
Which is basically a doubt in your mind if you'll ever
No.
do something again.
No.
So how would you die that way?
No, that's not a doubt. It's not.
How would you die?
Wait. It's not a doubt that I would never do again. It's a realization that I know that it's possible. So it's
Okay.
It's part of like the first step in a recovery process is knowing completely who you are, how powerless you are over drugs and alcohol, and that thing's always there.
Bill W.
Bill
Dr.
W.
Bob.
How do you know those guys?
Because I was in rehab,
Oh,
bitch.
that's
What the
right,
fuck are you
that's
talking
right.
about, man?
That
I
was
know
that was no rehab you were in.
I know the
that
12
was a-
steps to get the fuck out of that place.
I recited them off the wall.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
We used to have to do the 12 steps every morning.
Oh yeah.
No, it was a 12-step program.
Right.
I was there
Yeah.
for a year and a half.
Yeah.
That's the question I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you ever think that you'll be able to try something ever again in your life, possibly?
No.
In the sense, not drugs. Let's get like into. Let's talk more like a wine. Do you think at one point in your life you can have a glass of wine at night?
So wine is no different to me than any other thing that you're mentioning. It's
drugs
not.
is drugs.
Drugs is drugs. Alcohol's a drug.
Oh, it's one of the worst.
Yeah.
It's actually not that good of an example to ask someone.
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
I've
weed
drank,
is even.
So I didn't like wine. I don't like the taste of wine.
Right.
But I can tell you, I've been to places where wine was the only option. Right, like a party or an event, and I slam wine.
Oh, you don't even sip it. Like you don't drink it like
because I don't like the taste.
Oh.
So, but I know what it does. So I would say a wine glass is 3 sips for me,
I would say
and then I grab another one.
you haven't had a good one.
That may be probably.
I never used to like it either when I used to drink
Yeah.
shitty wine.
Yeah.
Like, we used to hang out and drink Rhine wine out of a fucking
we had that
gallon
Yeah,
jug.
we used to keep that around for when we came down.
Yeah, because it's $5.99.
$5.99, dude. It's $5.99
A gallon.
And they have the little. They used to have the little tags like from the gun, like the.
Yeah.
Like it'd be that little
Yeah.
tape thing on it.
Right.
$5.99.
Right.
Yep. Unbelievable.
Yeah, the little one you can't rip because it's like sliced.
Yeah. Right. They make you not take it off or something.
Right. Yeah. So you don't think there's ever a time where you can do anything? If it wasn't, let's say, alcohol, then what would it be? Let's say, what's the lighter one? Like weed? You think there's ever going to be a time where you can go and enjoy a joint up in a mountain somewhere and just stare into the fucking...
You know, that sounds nice. Like it does. Because I do believe, like, I understand what marijuana is and what it could be for people.
Right.
And it sounds great. The fear, the fear, I don't know, like the healthy fear, or is that... Let's say I smoked weed, right, today. Right. And I was like, all right, you know what? I've been sober a while. I've been sober a bunch of years. Like, I know marijuana now. It's almost legal. It's medical. It's medicinal. It's all this stuff.
That's
you know
right.
I mean?
What if it's not even a drug technically?
Right.
So why? I'm
Yeah.
not even doing drugs.
Yeah. So it's like you got all that stuff going on, right? So this is how I see it for myself, right? This is how I've seen it from my past experiences, because I've.
Are we on? Are we live?
No.
Hold up. Hold up. Fucking goddamn cum guzzling. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, we're back.
We're back.
Oh, that was easy.
All right. Cum guzzling. All right.
Say it again.
Check, check. Check, check.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm on.
Yeah. Me too.
Well,
Whoa. That's a, you know what that is? That's an Amazon burp. Amazon energy burp. It's organic, though. It was an organic burp.
all right. Well, we're back. We're back.
And now your alarm's going off.
Now that's going off. We got all kinds of shit.
Dude, what's going on with this podcast, bro?
I don't
Who's
know,
this? Who
man.
are you,
I
man?
don't know. It's fucking the fucking jerk podcast.
Two jerks and a lady.
1 second.
Wait, that was your phone that went off?
That was hers.
Oh, that was an alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got? What do you got to do?
Phil.
What? You have to take uphill.
Right now?
That's okay. No, I'm okay.
You think if you don't take it now, something bad
Birth
will
control pill?
happen? Are we on? Are we good?
Yes.
All right. Well,
Birth control pill?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of girls set alarms for that.
Yeah.
They do set alarms for that. I've known several girls that set alarms for their birth control pill.
it's better than setting an alarm to wake up your kid.
You see? It's better.
If you don't want one.
Hey, I can't argue that one.
You know what I mean? All right. So, where were we before this fucking?
So you asked me if I could ever smoke weed again.
No, I know that. With that, we have that. We
Right,
have
but-
all that.
But it cut off when I was
It-
about to elaborate.
Oh, that part. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Right.
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 So
Shit. I get so fucking pissed off when this shit breaks down because it's so much
Yeah.
money.
and why doesn't it work
All
perfectly?
of it is so much money.
Yeah, and why doesn't it work perfectly?
Like, how much money does it have to fucking be?
to be perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yep. So
I mean, just look at what you're looking at.
I look at it all every
Right? I
Wednesday.
mean, it's like, it doesn't work?
It doesn't,
doesn't
work.
work?
That don't work. Why'd you buy it?
Holy fuck.
Yeah, so many things in here.
We're back. We're back.
And her pill's going off again.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to say, fuck Pro Tools. Is this thing still coming in? Do you still have audio?
Yes.
You got audio
Yeah,
coming
I have.
through there. You see the lines?
Yes.
All right, good. So fuck Pro Tools.
Okay.
The audio's coming through video.
Okay.
I don't need that
perfect.
screen on for me to talk.
No.
Yeah.
This is a backup audio
Okay, just in case, and if we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on a separate computer.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're taxing the same one. It's a different one.
Yeah.
But it's being a fucking cunt. So fuck it.
I don't want to tell the story anymore.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Do it live. Do it now.
Anyway.
That was great.
Okay.
So
Um,
yeah. So you think you could smoke weed?
yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say. So this is what happened. This is what I see would happen, and this is based on past experiences, right?
Yeah.
I smoke weed. Say I smoke weed tomorrow, right?
Uh huh.
It's awesome, right? I get that feeling back. Wow, I remember this.
Okay.
This is great. Takes me kind of out of myself, into myself. I don't know how you want to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting high. It's the thing. It's marijuana, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, maybe I could just start smoking weed again. No harm, no foul. Wake up and go to work. Like, no big deal. Doesn't interrupt my day. Probably buy it legally, like, soon or something like that. Not
Right.
even a big deal. Someone like me, that only lasts so long, and it's really up to the individual. I'm smoking weed. I'm smoking weed now, and I'm doing okay. And I'm at the comedy club with Amir. Fuck it, I'll have a drink.
Yeah. I'll be
What's the
okay.
big deal? It's Saturday night. I don't have work tomorrow. Like, those thoughts
Yeah.
creep into the head of an individual like me,
I got it.
and I'll rationalize it because now I'm loosened to this thing. I'm getting high again,
Right.
right? I'll just have a fucking drink. Fuck it. No
Right.
big deal. One cocktail.
You'll have some weird realization in your mind that you can handle shit.
Yeah. Oh, it's right.
I've done this sober thing long enough.
Oh, it's a comedy club. It's a 2-drink minimum. So I got to have another drink.
Right.
Might as well, because I didn't really get buzzed from that drink anyway.
Right.
Like, I feel a little in my stomach and
What
it's
was the
warm.
point?
What was the point? Am I going to drink not to get drunk?
Yeah.
Right? So now I'm going to get drunk.
Right. And if
And
you're
it-
drunk, you
that's
make
it.
dumb
Well, that you do.
decisions.
Right.
The next thing you know, you're driving to Harlem.
Right. But here's the thing. It's mind, body, spirit, right? So the disease of addiction is mental, physical, and spiritual. Right? So I probably picked up that weed because I was already not working on myself, not taking care of things about myself that I should be taking care of.
Right.
Right. So I'm already in a place, technically.
What went wrong?
What went right? So what went wrong months back, years back, whatever, right?
Right.
Maybe not going to meetings, maybe not helping other people, maybe not looking at my own inventory myself, what I got to do. I'm not meditating anymore. No more yoga. Kevin's not doing yoga anymore. Meditating. Kevin's not doing, you know what I mean? He's like holding in a couple secrets here and there. I'm not being honest with people or communicative or whatever. And I'm like, I'm blazing this already relapse thing is already happening in me. That's the spiritual part.
Yeah.
Right. So then the physical part comes. I mean, the mental part comes where it's okay to take a drink. Right. So I think I make that decision.
That's
decision's
the
already made.
caption, like on YouTube. Kevin saying it's okay to take a drink.
Yeah. So that
the
part's
cut.
in, but alcoholism and drug addiction is also physical. So once that thing gets in my body,
Yeah.
I need more.
Yeah, I get it. And, you know,
I'm not going to stop till I get to that real familiar place that I'm used to, that I need to take care of this spiritual problem that I already had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe something's wrong with me that I feel that when I'm in such a, like, was it blissful moment?
Yeah.
Right? If I was like hiking to the top of a mountain and I sat at the edge of a cliff or something and just like looked out. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like a joint right now
would be
fucking perfect.
Yeah.
But maybe that's a problem within me. That's not good enough.
So
but it's not necessarily that's not good enough, because if I don't have it with me, I'm fine. But
well, there you go.
But
someone like me, make sure the weed comes with me.
Okay, well, I mean, I probably would too.
Maybe
because I'm a.
But
I
here's
smoke.
But what I think what's different with you is, and I brought this up on other podcasts and having conversations with you. You have this ability to control when things get out of control, or if they do, you have the ability to control it. Right?
I have a vision of the future, and I kind of
technically under the technical descriptions of an alcoholic or a drug addict, you're not one.
I guess so. You know,
right.
But, I mean,
so there is
times,
nothing
though,
wrong with you, right? Because
it doesn't mean I can't become one.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to podcasts with guys that are like super physical, like a Rogan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Joe Rogan,
yeah,
right. Let's bring up him. I mean, he talks about it all the time. Here's a dude that could like. He's into his body, he's into his thing, and then he finds times where it's like, you know what, it's okay to take DMT or ayahuasca or like, you know what I mean? And he has other people on his podcast, and there's other guys. The guy that he, Aubrey Marcus, does On It with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that guy's got you should hear his podcast. That guy takes ayahuasca
all the
time to enhance his being. You know what I mean? So someone that doesn't have a problem, that's not going to do it all the time or combined all these other drugs, like, yeah, I agree with that philosophy or way of living for an individual who can take an awesome hike, go to the top of the mountain and say, this is a good time to trip out or smoke a joint, come off that mountain and go about their life in a normal fashion.
Right.
Right.
Well, for me personally,
I want to do that again the next day.
Right.
And then I want to do it the day after that. And then I want to do it in the morning when I wake up and lunchtime and like, oh shit, I got work. Oh my God, I'm not sleeping. Like, you know, mine escalates in a way where it's a feed. I need to feed the demon that that gets awoken.
I'm a troubleshooter by trade.
Right.
And I think it's no surprise that I do that.
Yeah.
Because I find the problem in everything I do. Everything I do. Even when it gets down to, for example, I don't know, a girl that I'm dating that happens to have bad teeth, maybe I'll fucking slam the brakes on without her seatbelt and fix that. I know how to solve problems, right? I can figure out a way in everything.
Right. How to fix it.
Holy shit, is that a fucking dead bird?
So
Right? Let's go to the hospital and fix your face.
Yeah.
Because you got such a
Babe,
good body.
undo your seatbelt and then grab that thing from the back seat real quick, and then all of a sudden, brakes, brake check.
Right. A troubleshooter.
Troubleshooter.
Come on, baby. I know this hurts, but you look good. You know you look good. But
you're like a troubleshooter. You see trouble in yourself, so you shoot the trouble.
I see it.
Yeah.
I see it in me every time I drink too much. I start to think, okay, you're getting a little fucked up. You're starting to sound weird to your own self. Maybe you shouldn't have any more fucking...
Right, you're aware of that. Yeah.
I'm aware of that. And I don't want to get to that next level,
Yeah.
right? And I do that with everything that I pretty much do. Like I find a problem and then I try to solve it. Not always accurate, not always the right timing. I feel like there are plenty of ways where in life I could have troubleshot something earlier,
Maybe. Yeah, sure.
you know, than
But
later.
again, still aware of it, you know.
Yeah.
So me, I am totally like when I was after this, you know, I got sober when I was a kid, and then I was sober for a period of time, a bunch of years, and then I relapsed.
Yeah.
Right. In that relapse,
How long were you sober for? 2 years?
the first time,
Yeah.
like 7.
7 years. Ooh, that's a long
I was
time.
16 when I went to rehab. I think I relapsed when I was like 22 or 23.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
How long did you stay relapsed? Is that the
5
word?
years
So you were fucked up for 5 years
Yeah.
after the 7.
after the 7.
22 to 27.
23 to 28.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 23 to 28 to be exact. Yeah, probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rough
Yeah.
time.
Great time,
Great time.
but rough time.
Rough time.
Yeah.
Because that's the year. Those are the years where you're trying to find yourself and you're lost.
And I'm lost.
Big time
But I
lost.
was also trying to find myself.
That's true. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
I started
You
getting
finally
into,
did.
No, but I was getting into philosophy and religion, and right when I
Oh.
relapsed, but again, I mean, if you want me to analyze it,
Yeah, I did.
I was soul searching for sure. Yeah, and I was having, but I was looking to fulfill this yearning of wholeness.
You think you needed those 5 years to do that?
No. So what happened is that at the same time I relapsed, I was looking for like spirituality, so to speak.
Right.
But for me, because of who I am, the drugs won out. Like the drugs were winning, not the soul searching,
Right.
like in religion or whatever philosophy.
You know, it's weird to think
cetera.
back. Like, would you change anything? Like, you know
I
how you
can't-
some
I
people
can't change
would you
anything, man.
Obviously, you can't.
Right? No, I mean I can't. It would mess it up.
It'd mess it up,
It'd
right?
mess it all up.
I know. I feel the same.
Yeah, it would mess it all up.
A lot of people
It all
have-
happened the way it was supposed to happen.
I have no regrets.
Yeah.
Right? People have regrets.
Yeah. So in that, what was it? What were we talking about though? Like I was in that relapse time. Oh, I found problems all the time, just like you did.
Within those 5
Yeah.
years.
And the only solution I could come up with was to do more drugs
Oh, so
to try to solve the problem.
So is what you're saying is before you
So
got sober.
So what I'm saying is your solution to your problems is a way to fix it.
Yeah.
My solution as an active drug addict, my solution to my problems
I'm not fucked up
is
enough.
to do drugs. Yeah, drugs are my solution. And it's for whatever reason,
What do you think that is? Do you think it has something to do with music and people that you've listened to and maybe people like
You know-
I don't know, like the Chili Peppers or something?
So
like
that's
they
an
came up with
interesting-
great music
Right.
because of the
yeah.
right? I don't know what that was.
I mean, that is you're asking like a really deep question.
I'm sorry. Shut the shit down.
He's so annoyed right now. It's a really good conversation, by the way.
I enjoy this because
Did you shut it down or no?
no, it's fine.
No.
I enjoy this because I like to know what triggers certain things.
Yeah.
I'm just curious about you anyway. But
I think you're asking you're asking a question that is like the who is the missing link in humanity? Like you're asking a question that people try to find the answer to, and I don't know if there is one.
well, it's something that I've
So some people
I've
believe
personally
in some
had
people
too.
believe in genetics. Like some people believe that it's in the genetics, but then I know people that are drug addicts and alcoholics whose families down their whole family tree aren't. You know what I mean?
No one that I know in my
for
family
whatever
has ever done
reason,
it.
what it is, I think for whatever reason, what it is that everybody kind of has problems in life. Life is not easy all the time. You grow up, fighting with friends and you feeling weird and scared and insecure sometimes and afraid to tell people and then you go on maybe date girls, it's awkward and whatever, and you're nervous and you don't like school and you're always constantly, no matter how old you are, you're always experiencing some kind of suffering in life, right?
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, the drug addict and the alcoholic finds solution with drugs and alcohol. Nothing else sometimes. Some find things in some drug addicts are also bad gamblers. And me, I'm just a drug addict.
That's a dangerous one, the
yeah.
gambling.
Who am I? I am just obviously recovering drug
Fucking
addict.
noise, man. It's making me nuts.
He's going
what
nuts.
the fuck?
Just
Hold on.
fixed it. Fonzie, you fixed it. You just hit that thing with your hand and it stopped making noise.
Hey!
Yo, can you turn the jukebox on while you're at it?
What did he used to do? Did he just snap his
No, he
fingers?
hit the side of the jukebox and got
Oh,
free music out of it. He didn't have to put money in.
He also jumped the shark, literally.
Oh, literally and figuratively.
So, yeah, continue.
So me, I'm just a drug addict.
Right.
Recovering one by the grace of God. Like I'm a recovering drug addict, I've been sober almost 22 years now, but like I don't have a problem with gambling. I don't find a solution in that. It doesn't make me excited. Like there's not many other things. Like I shopped for a while when I first got sober and spent a lot of money shopping and then turned around and was like, this is bullshit.
Right.
I'm wasting money on stuff I'm barely wearing and stop shopping. Like I have the ability to stop a lot of things when they become problematic.
Right.
Not drugs and alcohol.
Not
It
that
takes
one.
me down. What got me to stop isn't even like, I can't even say it was like a bottom that happened to me. It's like things had to occur around me for me to actually start to say maybe it's a good time to quit or try to quit. You know what I mean? Like lost my job, then I'm about to lose my apartment and like had to move back with my parents because I had nowhere to go and my dad is sober and I knew that I couldn't be there. Like I just like things happened to me in a way like I got tricked into it, sort of, so to speak. None by my own will making at all.
Do you?
Whatsoever.
Well, obviously, it was your own will.
No.
What do you mean? You stopped.
No, it was not my own will.
You stopped.
Mm-mm.
Nobody took you and held you down
It made me stop.
until you physically weren't able to.
So I had this like kind of attitude when I realized I was going to at least try to stop. I was like waiting for a bed at a rehab.
Right.
I had to wait like 3 weeks, or I had to wait like 2.5, 3 weeks for a bed to be open for me to get in.
Mm-hmm.
I was dying to get high. I had nothing though. I had no money, no job, and I was living at home with my parents. And a friend was picking me up, and he had picked me up a few times after I moved home and took me to get high, but then he decided to quit. And then he's like, yo, I'm going to come pick you up and take you to a meeting. You want me to pick you up? I was like, yeah, I just wanted to get out of the house. I didn't want to go to a meeting. I actually thought he was coming and pick me up so we can get high. And then he would actually start taking me to meetings. And I was like, fuck, I don't want to go to a meeting.
Is he still sober?
Yeah.
You guys hang out?
Well, I haven't seen him our lives took different turns and, different places. And he's
still good.
Oh, yeah. He just texted me like the other day. We're like, he's my homie, man, to the day I die, no matter what.
And
Yeah.
he's one of the guys you used to get high with.
I lived with him last.
In like that shithole
Yeah. So
with the fucked up
we
fridge
have
and the mold.
the same sober moment.
Meaning you both
Meaning like
woke,
so like
woke up
no
to the
no so like how it happened for him was different how it happened for me.
Mhm.
He had more of like a seemingly willpower, like okay, I'm gonna stop and these are the actions I'm gonna take to stop.
right.
Where I was like, I don't really want to stop, but look at all these things that are happening around me. I might have to stop at least for this time being, like until I get back out of my house or something or get back on my feet.
Right.
That was more my attitude. But regardless how it happened for the two of us, when you have a clean date or a sober date, like so mine is September 26th, 1998, right? His is September 26th, 1998.
Oh no shit.
Like we shared the last partying, the last drink, the last drug, the last everything together, and then never did it again.
do you have
You know,
do you have specific thoughts when you're high, like really super high, that you're like, oh, I love where this is going.
Totally.
I gotta continue this. So what are those thoughts
I almost can't even remember them. They're not thoughts; they're places that I've gone.
in your head?
Yeah, obviously, because I was standing usually in a living room up against a wall, and I thought I was in this magical realm of existence.
But that's what you mean. You mean like
Yeah.
you imagine certain
Oh
places?
yeah, imagine be there, like feel like I was there
Oh, okay.
physically.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying specific thoughts. Like, so the question I asked you before was, do you think, for me with music,
Mhm.
right? When I smoke, like sometimes I'll play, and if I have a cool idea, I'll be like, oh, well now I'm gonna make it cooler,
I'm gonna smoke a little.
and I'll smoke a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is a ridiculous thing because I've written great things, at least for me, that I was sober when I did it,
Mhm.
and I've written, great things high.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much 50-50. But
Yeah.
sometimes I just feel
You
like
get the thought, like, let me get a little extra inspiration here.
yeah, that's kind of what it is.
Marijuana could be inspirational for
It
sure.
is.
Yeah.
It is. It kind of opens up doors to
Yes.
whatever the fuck, and you just feel differently. So it's almost like going somewhere else.
Mhm.
Like when I lived in at home still with my parents in Fairlawn, I used to walk down the tracks
Yeah.
and sit by a little creek.
Yeah.
It was a shit creek.
Yeah.
But it was a creek.
And it was awesome.
And there was water flowing.
And that's it, yeah.
And little animals, and every once in a while you see a muskrat, and,
Yep.
and you're playing, and you feel like you're somewhere else.
Yes.
Right?
Naturally.
Naturally.
Yes.
Right. And being in a room and lighting up a joint kind of sometimes puts you somewhere else.
Yeah. Like you're
wherever that is.
Yeah. Even though you're in that same room,
Yeah.
you're in that natural place again with the water running
And
the muskrat coming.
and when you do that enough,
Mhm.
you start to begin to think that without it, you're not good enough.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of
True.
musicians' downfall because getting into the heavier drugs like heroin and
Yeah.
writing great songs
I
like
know.
fucking, with the Chili Peppers and a lot of bands, what they
yeah.
did, the Stones and shit.
I mean, what rock star is not on heroin? I
Well,
mean, ask
yeah,
me that,
and
man.
they wrote great
Honestly,
songs.
Or has to be sober.
And then they feel like they can't write great songs without the drugs anymore.
Yeah.
And that kind of kills a lot of people because they get deeper and deeper into that
Yeah.
shit, thinking they're going to write the best thing ever.
Right.
So,
So what
sometimes
is the question?
the question is without being a musician, but getting deep into
Yeah.
into those areas in your mind where you think that you're doing a great thing.
Yeah.
The thoughts are so great, like a great song.
Yeah.
Does it seem like without this, I won't feel as great or won't think as great?
Yeah.
And that's why you have to keep kind of doing it, because without these drugs, I'll never think this awesome shit.
Yeah. For me, it's not. I think the extra thoughts are like an added, enhanced part of it.
Right.
It's a feeling thing more.
Oh, okay.
It's not a thinking thing. It's a feeling thing.
Right.
It's almost like, oh, cool. Now that I'm on drugs, I don't have to think those other things anymore. I get to think these. I get to feel this way and think these things that I want to think. Like I don't like the stresses are not there when you're completely high.
Now, have you thought,
So again, a solution
right,
to the real life.
and have you felt as good sober
Yes.
as you felt on heroin?
Yes. Well, I didn't do a lot of heroin, but yes.
Oh, you did more of,
Yeah. At the end, I was smoking cocaine,
right.
but a lot of hallucinogenics. Like Special K,
right,
LSD, mushrooms. Yeah.
Heroin's better for the story, but whatever.
Heroin is better for the story because usually the rock stars aren't crackheads.
That's just,
true.
It's just such a
Heroin's
just
yeah.
to say I was a crackhead
Yeah.
sounds so dirty to me.
Dirty. I know.
It sounds dirty.
Oh yeah.
It
It is.
sounds scary. Like when I used to think, I always used to think when I'd hang out with my friends back when we were 13 and stuff, we used to say shit like, yo, we got to try every drug at least once. We got to try everything.
Yeah.
I
I
just
remember. I
wanted to
remember being
try
there. I remember
everything.
being there when I was like 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Just
that.
for whatever reason, I want to try everything.
Yes.
But whenever the thought of, but it always went like this. I want to try everything besides crack.
Besides crack and heroin.
Besides crack and heroin.
Absolutely. And crystal meth.
Because, well, I didn't think of crystal meth as something like that
Yeah.
because I guess I just didn't know enough about it.
Right. But,
But
definitely those three are in the.
But the crack and heroin always gave me
Are
the
the-
thought of,
Here.
that's it, you're done.
You're done. Oh, you are.
And also,
Oh,
I
you're
didn't-
done
I
after
didn't
that.
know enough about it. So thinking I was going to, like, I used to think if you did crack once, you're hooked.
That's very possible.
I never knew that you have to maybe do more than that. But
Well,
whatever.
no, you can do it once and
And be
it does
hooked.
something for you, man. And you're like, whoa, there ain't nothing that I've done
Right.
that does that.
Right.
There ain't nothing.
Right. You're making me want to start.
So, yeah, you should. You
Or
should
try it.
Yeah, you should try it to see if you can fix it.
Is there a micro crack?
See if you could fix that, a crack habit.
Micro cracking.
Yeah. So what's even crazier, which I never did, is like I have friends that shoot coke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, you think you're fucking cool with your fucking crack habit, dude?
That's
I
the
used
movie.
to shoot coke.
Those are the movies you see.
Yeah, I used to shoot it. Yeah, so like that's like you're supposed to go. Well, that goes right to your blood. So basically, what it is like you sniff cocaine, right? So it goes into your. Plus, it's not pure because
Yeah.
it has to be made like to sniff. You know what I mean? It'd be pure cocaine is. You can't even you can't sniff it. Like you can't
Okay.
sniff it. It has to be. It's like it's never 100%, right? So that goes into your nasal cavity, right? And then it sits in this navel, then goes into your body, and then eventually makes it to the bloodstream, right? So its effects are diluted, right?
Oh, so you don't really realize that
Right.
it's already here.
No. So it's
You
like the
do
effects are
more?
diluted. So when you smoke it,
Right.
it goes into your lungs, and then there's capillaries there. So then it gets quicker and faster and more intense. Plus, it is more intense into your bloodstream.
Right.
When you shoot it, it goes right to your bloodstream.
Wow.
Right.
You'd be a bad person to do this with. Because I'd be snorting it and you'd be like, you're doing it wrong.
Doing it wrong. Well,
You're
yeah.
waiting all this-
Unfortunately, we've turned a lot of people on to smoking it, like in my
time.
time. Yeah,
Because you knew about that.
because we always felt they were doing it wrong. You're wasting your time with these lines, and you're not even getting that high. And like,
Right.
why
You're wasting coke.
You're wasting cocaine. Yeah.
Yeah. I was always afraid of getting addicted to that and just, that's it. Like, there's no going back.
No, there's not. There
And
is not.
just-
Well, there is.
There is. You're here. But
Right, I'm here, and a ton of my friends are. But like, yes, essentially, yeah, there is, and there sometimes is no turning back.
Right.
You know, you're talking about people doing all sorts of things to get more money to do it, and those things sometimes kill them. Robberies gone wrong, and guns, and you know, all sorts of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. When I was in
You know,
rehab, there were
so-
some crazy stories you'd
Yeah.
hear. There's people talking about
Yeah.
robbing their moms,
Yeah,
grandmas, and
Yeah.
shit, stealing TVs and shit. and
yeah.
fucking
I
selling
know
them for
somebody.
crack.
So I know somebody, and it's an interesting theory, right? Like, so I don't like. I'll give food to homeless people,
Mhm.
right? And kids and things like that. I don't give them money
Right.
because I know where the money's going.
You assume.
Right. I assume.
It's
I know where the money's
usually-
going.
It's usually the case.
I know where the money's going.
Yeah.
Forget the assumption.
Right.
I know where the money's going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No matter what sign they got on their thing,
I
like
know.
they're alcoholics or they're drug addicts. Pretty much, yes. Okay, of course it's an assumption, you know what I mean?
Right.
But you pretty much, that's where, So I don't like to be a part of it.
Right.
Some people do have the theory like, well, like if I'm giving them money, right? Maybe that next bag they do or that next thing is the thing that turns them around and then they get sober, right? So they don't have that problem. I have a friend I know somebody that is says they give them money, and I'm like, well, you know where that money's going. They're like, you know what? That person has enough humility in them. They're not robbing me. They're not stealing from me. They're panhandling for their money. They don't want to break into someone's house. They don't want to rob their parents. They don't want to that's their theory on it.
Oh, so you think at least that's a good.
They're like, you know
crackhead.
what? They got
Good crackhead.
yeah, a good crackhead. Yeah.
No, but that is. I mean, there's a bad crackhead.
Yeah.
It's gonna rob an old lady.
Might be some holes in that, but still, I get it. Like, yeah, that's it's interesting to me. That doesn't turn me to say I'll give them money, but
You also might be stopping that guy from punching an old lady in the face tonight.
right by giving them the money. That's
Who
what
could be your grandmother.
right from
So that-
actually
yeah,
robbing somebody.
Yeah, I
right?
like that idea.
Or they've gotten to the point that they're panhandling because they're done robbing everybody. They're done, you know what I mean? Like they've done it all already. But it's still, they're in a place where they're on a street. They got a sign. They're asking for money
Right.
with whatever humility they have left, and they're not out there. They're in that moment. They're definitely not out breaking into a house and stealing somebody's money. They're asking for it at
I
least.
hate the signs that are so shitty. made. Like,
Make a good
you
sign.
Could do a better
Make
sign.
a
than
good
that.
sign. Yeah.
Do a better sign than that.
Yeah. So you
You
want
know,
to
it'd be a really nasty fucking what a dick. Someone who sells really good signs for bums, but in a sense, you're selling it, so you're taking their money that they just got.
you sell them the better sign to make them more money. It's marketing, dude. Come on. What's the big deal? That's not shitty.
Right. Like it's gonna cost you
Yeah.
$10. So by 12 o'clock, you should have the money. So I'll
Yeah.
see you at 12.
Yeah.
Do good today.
And then you'll make twice as much tomorrow with this good sign.
Get you a really good sign.
Yeah.
Hold up, I gotta stop this for 1 second. Hold up a second.
Oh,
I
you're
gotta
a saint.
take this. Hold on.
Oh, a phone call.
Yeah. Just mark this number. Yo. No, 6, because we gotta be there as early as we can. All right. Okay. Okay, yeah. And I'll talk to you about the thing we started talking about yesterday. I'll talk to you about it tomorrow. All right? Bye. Busy.
So I So with this theory of mine, like I don't like to give bums money anymore, but I will give them food. So when I started to do that, and I was like, wait a minute, these guys are drinking, and this is like, especially in New York City, like they're alcoholics, like most of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could tell they reek like alcohol and piss, and like they're scrubbing for money. But you know what gets me? A funny bum.
One that can do a good trick.
One that could do whatever.
Yeah.
So my last recollection, I gave him a 5, I think, as it wasn't even change or a dollar. This dude had an Avion bottle, a water bottle, empty, right? Out of the bottle, he had tin foil, molded into a light, right? Like a camera light, like a light. Remember they used to put like the lights on the cameras, like a fashion photographer
Right.
has. Now they do all these like crazy lights or whatever, but when they put the light on the camera, and when people were coming down the street, he's like, oh my God, you guys are models. Oh my God, you guys are and he would click the bottle like it was click, 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 and would get on his hands. He got on his hands and knees, laid down on the side, click, click, no, right there, perfect pose. You guys are hot. Click, 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 click. I was like, dude, here's $5, bro.
He's
That
was
was
working.
great.
He's
He was
working.
working.
He's working. He's a
With-
street hustler.
with a fake camera and
Fake
taking fake photos.
like a caveman.
And he was
Trying to build a camera.
trying to slowly
like
build a
fucking-
camera.
Guy's back
Dude,
fucking
he
3
was
billion years.
Genius. It was genius, dude.
Yeah.
It was genius, and he was funny, and he made you laugh. And I was like, you know what? This guy's working for it. I get it. He's gonna get drunk with the money, but
Hey, some guys learn how to work the street,
yeah,
and some guys just know how to be annoying.
yeah,
And I don't really give too much to them.
Yeah.
I got no problem giving someone money for something,
yeah.
but I get really fucking annoyed when they're causing traffic, and I just get angry.
Oh,
at
yeah,
them. Like,
yeah.
dude, you're in the middle of the street trying
Yeah.
to sell these fucking.
Fake.
It looks like
fake something.
It looks like the water is like there's like condensation, but I'm mistaking it from sweat. Like I don't know if it's sweat or condensation, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're fucking gross. You're in the middle of the fucking highway. I get that you want to make some money, and
Yeah,
you're
but
fucking
you're-
causing a lot of traffic.
causing a lot of
I got
traffic.
places to go.
Yeah.
You ever try that?
Yeah.
You ever try going somewhere? How about going somewhere?
How about going on a job interview?
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about this idea that I had for like a show, for like a game show with bums?
No.
No. Right. So I don't know exactly what we'd call it, but I always thought like turn this bum upside down or something like. Right. Here's what you're doing. Like it's a funny thing, and it's probably a little degrading to some degree,
You think?
but it's also
it already sounds degrading.
but it's
to
also
me.
a great thing. I'm doing
It's
a
fun.
great thing in a funny way.
Yeah, in a funny
right?
way.
So you
Exploiting someone's
Yeah, you
hardship.
You go under all these bridges and
Yep.
shit, and you gather these guys, and you
Yep.
tell them, listen, we're gonna meet at the park
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Give them all watches.
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
Give them all watches so they know what time it is.
Yeah, right. There's gonna be free food there.
Yeah.
Money.
No money. You gotta tell them I'll give you some money.
You give them all potato bags, right? So
Mhm.
we're gonna do a relay race, right? We're gonna do a relay race from this line to.
I'm gonna win that race.
We give them all fucking potato bags, sacks,
Yeah.
and they're gonna hop to the end of the thing, right?
Yeah.
The first 10 winners get, let's say, $1,000 each. Right? Hear me out.
Yeah.
The objective,
This has to go somewhere because that's a lot of money.
The objective. We could
Yeah.
start smaller.
Yeah.
We could start with 100, but I
Yeah.
think you need 1,000.
Yeah.
The objective in this game is to turn a bum into a regular human again. Like not, a regular
Right.
guy, like a working class guy.
Yeah.
So you give this guy $1,000 and you give him a list of a to-do list.
Yeah.
And you say, okay, now you're going to take some of this money and you're going to go to Staples, and here's the list of things you have to buy. Then you're going to go and you're going to stop at Walgreens or whatever the fuck they sell some clothes, like a Target,
Uh-huh.
and you're going to get some clothes. Here's the clothes you're going to get, and then you're going to come back here tomorrow for the second relay race.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to figure out a different race, right? Whatever it is to
So
do.
this is the winner. The winner has to get this
The first 10 get
Oh,
this.
and get the list and
Yeah,
everything. Okay.
They get the list.
Yeah.
Now, the next day, these 10 guys come back to the park, and we do another race,
Yeah.
right? and whoever wins that race gets, let's say, $2,500, and second place gets this and this, further down the line.
Yeah.
Right? Now, there's going to be a camera crew to follow around the guys.
Oh, because they all
Who
scatter.
didn't even
All
show
those
back
guys
up.
take the money and they
Yeah.
scatter to the liquor
Yeah,
store.
Exactly. Right. There's gonna be the behind the scenes, but
Yeah.
but we're gonna get a couple guys who are
Yeah.
gonna try, right? And the objective is to get them cleaned up. The next race wins hotel rooms for, let's say, a week or two.
Oh, yeah.
And you slowly start to get these guys showered and cleaned, and we're gonna watch this bum eventually go to a job interview. Right? He's going to get himself a job, and he's eventually going to have a job and keep a job, and we're going to get him a place, and he's going to continuously come back to the show until he has an apartment, a job, and he's going to eventually be a regular guy working, right? And then, meanwhile, to make the show fun, we're going to see what happens to his friends down the line. The guy with the $1,000 is the other guy, and, all this other shit that can go wrong, really wrong.
Oh, really wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, giving people like that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be funny and great.
mean-
And great.
So
You
more
might
like a
get
reality show as opposed to a game show.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you might get a guy that actually, becomes a guy again.
Yeah.
And you interview him throughout the time, and you sit him down. What
I wonder if
happened?
they've done that with people, like trying to get them off the streets, and like if someone tries to do that, not in a game show or game, reality show kind of way, but like
I've always had this infatuation with interviewing or wanting to interview bums and
Well,
hookers.
well, do you know they did a documentary on bums? It was on like HBO.
I'm sure they did a million.
No, but right, a million. But
Yeah.
like, do you know that? So they were in New York City,
Mhm.
and they were spotlighting these guys and following them with cameras.
Yeah.
Or I don't even know if they literally followed them with cameras, but they were going to some of the main guys. Some of them aren't alcoholics.
What are they? Mentally ill people and stuff.
No, that's their job.
To look like one.
They were following them back, and they were seeing how much money they made.
Oh,
They were going back to apartments in the city.
making how much a day?
They were making some money.
You don't know the number?
Money enough to have kids and a family back in an apartment. Yep.
Hey,
And feeding their families and paying
that's
rent
the guy with a good sign.
and paying rent. That's the guy with the good
That's the guy
sign.
with a good sign.
That's the guy with
the
a good
guy
sign.
you see. That's how you find him.
So that's what they
That
did.
sign's
I
way
think,
too good for
I
you.
think they went to some of the more famous guys that have personalities that aren't just
Right.
laying there, and they went to guys that looked more alive and whatever. And
Yeah.
some of these guys that's what they do. They panhandle money for a living.
So was that ever a thought in your mind that you could end up like that?
It's interesting. I've listened to enough stories and a couple bit different people, and I have friends that have used their sneakers for pillows under bridges,
Right.
and I have friends that'll say like,
Those are the good Reeboks.
"I
with the high
did,
top.
yeah, I didn't want to be homeless." You know what I mean? Like I'm one of those people. Like I don't want to be homeless. I
No,
wanted
but
to do-
nobody wants to be homeless.
Right, and but some won't go there for some reason. So like I've been homeless in the sense where like I've been kicked out of my house and didn't have a place to stay.
Right.
So like I've slept in cars and snuck into people's houses and laid in their beds and couches and things like that.
Snuck into people's houses.
Well, from the parents, like come in late, like dude, I'll let you sleep at my house tonight, but just this one night, like you know what I mean. And, like my mom won't be cool with it, but like we'll
Right,
go in
right,
there
right.
late when she's asleep, and then you could sleep and then get out in the morning before she goes to work,
Right.
kind of thing.
Right.
So like I've slept in a lot of cars and things like that. But like the thought of homelessness, feel like I would have, like I lost my job. So then I knew that I wasn't going to be able to pay my rent. And I was on a tear, so I wasn't able to. The thought of me going on a job interview to get another job was not even in the picture
Because
I
of how
was
fucked up you were. You knew
I was on a
couldn't-
tear.
I couldn't do it.
I was on a tear. Like I could not stop, and I got fired from my job, and went home to party.
Like,
Like,
yeah,
I got fired.
I don't have to wake up tomorrow.
Right. I don't even have to wake up now.
How
I got
old
no
were you
job.
for that?
28.
So okay, so that's right at the end.
Yeah,
when you
yeah, it was
were
right at the
sobered up.
end. So the thought of that, but then when I started to realize, okay, now I'm not gonna be able to pay rent, so I gotta move back home. And then my other friend at the same time, again, a series of events that just happened perfectly for me. The guy I was living with was like, I gotta get sober, dude. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of this apartment. And he left. I'm in there alone to pay the rent that I can't pay because I don't have a job. I was kind of like, I'm not going down that homeless road in a sense. I didn't necessarily say that, but I'm more like, all right, I'm gonna move back and then just tell my parents what
How'd
I'm
you
doing.
get fired exactly?
I was coming to work in blackouts. showing up, making it to work, and blacking out when I got there.
Like how? Give me an example.
Like, you know what you ever been in a blackout?
Uh,
You're like, what just
not
happened?
not exactly. Well, I mean, no.
So I was coming to work.
My very, very small.
I was coming to work. I was on a tear, like every day, all day long, smoking cocaine and taking Xanax. Right? All day,
Right.
around the clock, up for days, barely sleeping, like finding times to sleep, crashing. And
How many days can you do that?
yeah, you'll be surprised the human body can endure a lot.
I mean, what kind of nutrition are you getting?
Oh, I was 140 pounds, probably 135 pounds.
Yeah, but I mean, are you what are you eating? Like a slice of pizza
Yeah.
here and there?
Yeah, here and there, a slice of pizza. Exactly what I was eating.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a vegetarian at the time.
Oh, well, you can't afford steak.
Right, eating a slice of pizza a day.
Wow.
Sometimes
That's it.
peanut butter and jelly sandwich if I was lucky.
Making yourself eat because you know you have to.
Oh,
You're
totally.
not hungry.
Oh, but I would
any
go.
kind of
I would
Coke.
go days without eating.
Really?
Yeah, I would go days without drinking water and eating.
So like, okay, you go on these benders for like 3, 4, 5 days.
Yeah.
And then do you stay sober for 3, 4, 5 days?
No, like a day, half a day,
A whole day.
and then go on a 2-day bender, and then
What do you do for that day? You just sleep.
So I was showing up at work, so that my sober, quote unquote, like sober time, not high, was like my hours of work hours, and then literally run home to get high, and
But you were so fucked up from the
so
3, 4 days.
So what would happen is like say like I worked. I don't think I worked on a Tuesday. I think I had 3 days. I think I worked Wednesday. No, I did work Tuesday through Saturday. Maybe I did. Okay. No. Huh. Oh, I've done it. No, I'm thinking of 2 different jobs and like different times I've partied. Like, but I'm going to give you just an example, a typical example. There was one time I wasn't working on. I was off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I worked Wednesday through Saturday.
Right.
Right. So Wednesday I'd make it to work. Right. So like I would make it to work and I would get out of work. Right. Like late, say. Right. I would party. Right. Party though, and then be like, okay, I gotta get some sleep because I have work tomorrow because I have to make it to work. So I would get to bed maybe 4 o'clock in the morning if I was lucky.
Now, how long at this point did you have a job?
Since I'm a kid, since I'm a kid,
so you were
since I'm a
cutting
teenager.
hair.
Oh well, I was an assistant. Like I'm giving you an example. So I was an assistant for a bunch of years, and then I started cutting hair.
Because I'm thinking like,
I didn't really start cutting hair until I got sober.
were people? Oh, really? So
Yeah, but I was cutting some hair and helping out and doing color and things like that.
like, was your boss and people like your colleagues talking about the guy who's kind of fucked up? Like, is he fucked up?
I've passed out on a client once. I fell on her. I fell out in the middle of coloring her hair, landed on top of her. I went out and boom, and she was holding me up.
Wow.
Yeah, holding me up, going, somebody help, Kevin, somebody help.
Kevin
And
just passed
They came
out.
over and picked me up and brought me like
Now,
to the back room.
Did they think you were fucked up, or
Yeah,
did
they
they
knew
think
I
you
was
were
fucked up.
like you have
No,
narcolepsy? Or
No,
something?
they knew
Or,
I
like,
was
fucking.
At that point, they knew I was fucked up. They knew I was partying and all the time.
So what happens in the back room?
I fall asleep.
They just left you there.
Yeah, wake me up. That was like after that started happening. I was fired not too long after.
How long?
Probably that week.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah, that
came
was the
back to
end.
work, fucked up again. Now there's a fucking mic.
Dude, I came back
now
to
there's
work and
a-
didn't know I went to work. I would go there in blackouts.
a magnifying glass is on you at this point.
Oh, totally.
Because
Yeah, yeah.
people are watching you.
People are watching me.
Because
Yeah.
now you're also a
Yeah.
hazard. You got scissors in your fucking hand.
Yeah, a client one
fucking-
time, I started cutting some lady's hair, and I don't know what she saw, if it was just my eyes or if I still had like shit up my nose or whatever it was. I literally took 2 snips from her hair. She looked up in the mirror and she goes, "Oh, excuse me, hold on, I forgot I have to get my kids." And got up, said something to the boss, said, "You should watch out for this kid," and walked out of the salon.
Wow.
Yep, with 2 snips in her hair.
Whoa.
Yeah, because she saw that I was like, my eyes were just buried in my head and like pupils were probably dilated or
Wow.
yeah, whatever. Yep, and she was like, "Nope, he's not cutting my hair."
Yeah, man, it's hard to fake when you're really fucked up.
You can't. So what I would do is like, so Wednesday I would come home but party, hopefully get an hour or 2 sleep, go to work Thursday, hopefully get an hour or 2 sleep, go to work Friday was worse because it's Friday and everyone else was off. So then I would get like 45 minutes sleep. And then Saturday would come, I'd make it through work, eating a slice of pizza or whatever, but I'm like making tip money so I would like able to feed myself.
Yeah.
And then Saturday would come and I would party from the time I got out of work through not sleep now because I got Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to recover.
That is some schedule.
So I would party those days like fully all day.
Shit.
Yeah. Sometimes, not every time, but like towards the end all the time.
Right.
So I would not sleep for 3 days and then do it all over again.
That is so fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, nuts.
It's a lot of partying, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of partying.
Like you're fucking exhausted. You need you need to hibernate to get back.
Yeah. One time I was so dehydrated. You know when you go swimming and you're like, I don't know if it's just from being wet so much, but you're kind of like dehydrated, or I don't know what it is, but you take a shower and like you get those.
You get like wrinkly skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wrinkled up to my elbows.
What?
And up to my knees. I got out of the shower and I was afraid to leave the house and go to work because I knew everyone was going to know that I was dehydrated or like that I was like on a tear.
Like, what is that?
And it wouldn't go away. Like, you know how that you come out of the shower and it's like that, or you swim in a pool and then you sit in the sun or whatever, and then it kind of goes away and you're like, oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
It wouldn't go away. My feet all the way up, my legs, up my arms were wrinkled.
What was that?
I hadn't drank
Just-
water in probably 4 days, 3 days. Damn. Like nothing, no food, no water, nothing.
You're pretty much. It's safe to say you were close to death.
Sometimes, yeah, I think.
Yeah.
But like you teeter that line, you know.
But how do you know? You don't know because
Yeah.
you feel like you could handle more.
You do.
And then you just go to sleep and that's it. You're dead.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't feel like, oh, I'm about to die.
No, I did in hallucinations, but like not
But
not
that's
real.
freakouts.
Yeah, those are freakouts. Those are
That's
like
a
too
mind
many
fuck.
chemicals in the brain and like not
Yeah.
good ones either. And like, you know.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
Probably, and I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming that when you overdose on heroin, crack, cocaine, whatever the fuck it is, you go out like when you pass out. You don't know it's happening.
No, you just go out.
Everyone freaks out around you, but you're out.
Unless it's cocaine and you're having a heart attack, you know you're having a heart attack.
Maybe that, yeah, that's
but
a
the
different
heroin
one.
is usually you're out.
I never liked cocaine because I always felt like I was going to have a fucking heart
No,
attack.
yeah.
I just don't like to race like that.
I know.
I like to be calm and just hang out.
Yeah, it's interesting how
don't
some
like-
people like.
I don't like that drug. Like
So
when
for me,
people say they love that drug.
So I don't love it because it doesn't feel it's a dirty feeling because when it goes away, you're fucked
Oh,
up.
it's the fucking worst.
You're like, I
That
need
is
more, I
the
need more, I
worst.
need more.
That's
you know
all
what
it is.
I know that's all it is. It's a very high anxiety producing thing, but
Yeah.
I'm also as an individual very excitable. Like I start telling a story and I get like, people sometimes around me like, yo, slow down. Like, I'm like, I'm just excited. I
Right.
snowboard. I love adrenaline. I jump off cliffs. I do things that get my heart pumping.
Yeah.
So I do have some kind of attachment to my heart
Right.
moving faster,
Okay.
So that's why I think I tended to go into that drug, even though I kind of hated that drug.
It's so weird because
I hated
every time I've done coke,
Yeah.
the only feeling that I have ever gotten out of it was like, why did I do this?
Why did I do that? I know. Well, I got that feeling.
Fucking
You know how many
hate
times I
this
felt
feeling.
that?
Well, you're saying it because you're trying to stop,
No,
and you're like, oh fuck, I did it again.
well, yeah.
I'm thinking about.
sometimes
it.
I wasn't trying to stop, and I just was like, fuck, I did it again. There's so many other drugs I could have done. Why didn't I spend my money on
Oh,
some
yeah.
fun shit like instead? And like,
Right.
why didn't I just get drunk tonight? Why did I have to keep coming back to
I'm
this
thinking
thing?
like,
Why do I have to keep coming
fucking
back here?
feeling. I don't like this fucking feeling, but I have to now do another bump or another line
To get the feeling away.
to get the fucking.
Jones and feeling away.
Yeah,
I know.
it's such a weird drug. It's annoying. I feel like a rat in that little fucking
You are.
wheel, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, I need more coke. That's all I want. The
That's
whole
it.
drug is more. I just want more.
It's more.
What's the feeling? More.
More.
You ever really want something? Go get coke. You'll just feel that all day. Just want something more.
Yeah.
more.
You want to feel that?
Yeah.
Annoying feeling.
That annoying feeling. You ever
It's
want to tell your
annoying.
story, your life story to a stranger in 5 fucking
coke.
seconds while you're taking a shit?
Yeah.
Go get some
Do
coke.
coke.
Makes you want to shit.
Yeah.
If you ever feel like you want to shit, get some coke.
Okay.
Just has that. It just has that about it.
Oh, yeah. It gets in your. Yeah. It's.
Is that because
ooh.
what it's cut with? Is that the
Well, that yes, too. I think so. But I think it
what's that shit
The
you shove
knowing-
up your ass?
the
Not a dick, but the what is that called? What is those little things?
enema.
No. The little
An enema.
no,
Dildo.
no. The fucking little things you shove up your ass if you can't shit.
An
I
enema.
suppose,
A suppository?
Suppositories, right? Isn't coke sometimes cut with that shit? Am I wrong?
I honestly have heard so many stories.
Yeah.
Smelt so many things like, oh, this must be, I used to get Coke. I swore I smelled gasoline every time I opened the package. and I'm like, oh, this is the good shit.
To me, it smells like an empty basement.
You know, it smelled like kerosene or fucking gasoline, man. And I swore some weird shit was in there that I couldn't believe. Like, but I don't know what they cut it with.
Man, one year, see, I've always told I've told some friends in the past, like, you know, I would do coke again, but not as a drug, in the sense, not for fun, like, let's go do coke.
Yeah.
I would do it
Help you drive.
for medicinal purposes.
Medicinal cocaine.
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, it works only one way.
Wow.
First, you can't have a lot.
Yeah.
You only
Good
can
luck.
have a little tiny corner of the fucking bag.
Oh,
And then you just take a bump if you're really tired and you want to go out.
that's a problem because it works.
Yeah, but that's all you have.
Yeah, but maybe you can do that. But like that, the problem is that works, and then the tiredness comes back. So you need another bump.
Well, I'm saying such a little amount that you don't necessarily crave it. You just feel a little bit up.
Yeah. So
is that even possible? I don't know.
Well, again, so this is how it was originally used, and why they discovered that this plant was possible before
The cocoa leaves.
Yeah,
Have
they
you seen
chewed them.
Papillon when they were?
Well, they chewed them and built the fucking Aztec Empire or something, or the Mayans. Like that's what they were doing. They were chewing, like, you know, wherever, you know, South America, and like, you know, they got the workers. They would chew the leaves of the plant.
Makes sense.
Right, so you're not getting it like that. You're not getting sniff smoke, like you're not getting this intense, like I can't even work. You're just chewing it, and it's having this medicinal
Right.
type of
Makes you work faster.
stimulant.
Someone bought
Longer-
ice cream in
longer,
my
faster.
office today,
Yeah,
and the first thing I thought of was, "Why are you giving them ice cream? Get Coke." Gotta get shit
these
done.
fucking workers, some
We gotta get
cocaine.
shit done.
We gotta get shit done.
Ice cream. I know what happens to me after a bunch of ice cream.
Sit down and want to watch
The
Netflix.
fuck? We're
Yeah.
busy, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Ice cream.
Yeah,
Get everybody ice cream now.
yeah. The
What's
sugar's
wrong with
great
you?
at first.
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah.
not your business, obviously.
But you know what? It's funny you say that, because when Cool Beans had ice cream,
Mm-hmm.
or do they still have ice cream? I don't know what they have anymore over there. So,
Should melt it away.
Yo.
Soup.
so I just had ice cream recently, like a couple times in a row. I usually have ice cream like 3 times a year. Like that, I just don't. It's just too much sugar and fat and disgustingness, and for me to justify it,
Feels bad afterwards.
it feels bad afterwards. It feels great.
great when
yeah.
you're doing it.
So
It's like
what
Coke.
but what I was doing, instead of getting more coffee or something, like, and I would be tired at work, I'd run over, get a spoon, go in the back, take a scoop of ice cream from a spoon, just eat that. The sugar in there and with all the other stuff would pep me up,
Really?
and I'd go back to work and feel like, and then not feel disgusting afterwards.
You figured out a way to do Coke and not get in trouble with
I
it.
figured out a way to do Coke, like by chewing the coca leaves. Yeah, and it worked, man.
Have you
'cause
seen
the sugar-
Papillon, the movie Papillon?
No, I know the movie though, but I don't think I've ever seen
Oh,
it.
it's such a great movie.
Is it? Maybe I
Yeah.
did see it, but
Oh, it's one of the best. It's about some. Papillon, I think, is the name of the prison in France, and I forget who the actors were, but a bunch of good guys, and when they escaped, the trick was to keep these cocoa leaves, not to go through them too fast, and chew them and just keep running
oh.
and just escape.
Oh.
Because when you get caught, you get killed. So that's
yeah.
it.
Oh, so you have to just
You
keep
have to
going.
keep
you can't,
going.
You have to not
Or
stop.
they'll put you in like a fucking box.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, in the fucking ground.
torture you and kill you. or
Oh,
something.
it's just a horrible prison.
Yeah.
But great movie. Yeah, you
Oh,
should
wow.
check it out.
Huh.
Really good one. Old movie. I think it was early 70s and shit, but what a
Still
good,
translates.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Such a great movie.
Some movies, man, are done so well that they just translate still, no matter what the quality looks like, no matter what. They're just great movies still.
Right.
They're not like, oh, this weird 70s movie. Like, they're just, yeah, sick still.
Yeah. I mean, it's same thing with songs. Like, you know, some
song.
music is just
Outdated.
timeless
And some's timeless.
and
yeah.
some is just dude,
outdated. Yeah.
Like, I can't listen to Kicks. Right? Like, blow my fuse. If you have that on and I'm at the light and I'm looking
Yeah.
over, you listen
Yeah.
to Kicks, I better see some fucking hairspray. I better see your hair standing straight up.
Yeah.
You're lost in time, dude. You're stuck.
Yeah.
You're stuck.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Well, that's brutal, man. You had a fucking rough time, but you're 22 fucking years.
No, 20. Well, I'll be, if I stay sober, it'd be 21 years in September.
21?
21 in November.
Oh.
Yeah.
You said 22 before.
I might have made a mistake. I do
Oh.
a lot of that lately.
Trying to brag.
No, make mistakes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that last time.
Yeah.
Right, we're fucking
I say things
we're
and people are
slowing
like,
down.
your son didn't say that. I'm like, he's fucking said it.
Grounded.
Fuck it. He's grounded. Dad, I didn't say that.
You fucking said it.
I heard it with my own ears.
Yeah, well, 21 years is a fucking long time, dude.
Yeah.
And you know what else is cool is you get kind of like 2 birthdays.
Yeah.
You celebrate
Yeah.
that, and you celebrate your birthday.
Some people
so-
call it their birthday. It's funny you say that.
Right.
They call it their birthday. Yeah, it's my birthday today.
right.
But it's a new birthday, rebirth.
So when you were before your first time going sober,
Yeah.
you said you stopped at what age? 16?
16, I went to rehab, first rehab.
And you were doing like all those things before that?
I was doing coke 3 times a week, sniffing it.
Oh, okay.
I
So
was
when you relapsed, you went
drinking.
way worse than ever before.
Yeah, because it's a progressive illness.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Progressive illness. So if you start up again, you eventually will be, you don't start over again. You don't pick up where you left off. You will be where you would have been
Right.
if you never got sober.
Like fucking an ex-girlfriend.
You're back
Yeah,
to
like-
where it's even worse.
I don't care if we didn't fuck in 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm not going up your shirt. You know what I mean? We're fucking.
Right.
We're full-blown fucking. You know what I like.
Yeah.
I don't know what you like. I might have learned more, and I might be into crazier shit now.
Right, because it's progressive.
Yeah, but we're not doing. I'm not like
Uh-huh.
first, second, third. What the fuck are you
First,
talking
second, third. You remember the bases, dude? That's insane.
about? Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a progressive. So like it didn't happen the first day for me, but like I started I actually relapsed on ecstasy, and but within that night, I took a half a hit because they were like super powerful, and I was like I was relapsing, and I was kind of like nervous, and I was going snowboarding, so I
That's
wasn't.
gotta be nerve-wracking.
If I was like going to say, hey, we're at a party and I'm sitting here, I would have probably taken a full tab, but I cracked it. I
when you-
cracked it in half and went snowboarding.
when you did that,
Yeah.
did you think, like what we talked about before, like how we started this, like where I could maybe I could do this now one time,
No.
or were you like fuck all of this shit I'm doing?
I was so already relapsed
Mentally.
spiritually, mentally.
You were like, I'm just waiting for the right time to do it.
Yeah.
Right. You knew
Yeah.
you were going down that road.
I knew I was going there. Yeah.
You remember what made you think to go down that road?
It was just slow blur of just time. That was like I was at a
Right.
place and clubbing and hanging out and doing things, and I just was kind of like, I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it, And I got some from a friend. He was like, I was like, yo, can I get some of that, whatever. And he was like, he goes, you know what? I'll give you 10. And give me just give me $100, and then you can take 1 or 2 and sell the other ones and make all your money back, kind of thing. So I had so before I even relapsed, I had 10 hits on me, and I went up to Vermont.
Yeah, that's
So I went up to Vermont with these 10 hits, and I cracked a half and went snowboarding. I was like, I'm snowboarding, and maybe I don't want to know how it's going to hit me. It's like the first time I've done a drug in a long time. So I took a half a hit. After I was snowboarding, I took another half a hit. Then I took another half, a half. And in that first day of my relapse, I took 2.5 hits of ecstasy because I couldn't stop.
And what was the next
Once the
day like?
feeling came down, I wanted another tab
What
to
was
go
the next
higher,
day?
to go higher, The next day was like wake up. I think we woke up and went snowboarding, or we were leaving Vermont that day. I mean, we might have been leaving.
Now the guys you were hanging out with.
They all took some too.
Oh, so they were all guys that fuck around. You weren't
No,
hanging
they
out
weren't.
with sober guys.
I wasn't hanging out with sober guys, but they like smoked weed a little bit and drank, mostly drank. Went out
Right.
and drank. I would go out to bars with them. That was all their first time taking ecstasy too. And then once we did that, we were like, let's start hanging out in the city now, where all the ecstasy is. Like, because we were just doing Jersey bars and clubs.
Limelight and all that shit.
Started going there, and then so then immediately once I relapsed, every weekend I started doing ecstasy.
Wow.
Yeah, and then like by week 2, week 3, I was like, you know what? When I was coming down from it and I didn't have any, I was like, oh, it's probably a good time to smoke weed. Let me try some weed.
You're sober for 7 years.
Yeah.
When do you think the decline started before you actually did it? You said you were going down that road for a while. How long was it?
So the decline started probably. It was a long decline.
2 years?
No, like yeah, it was 7 years. If I was sober 7 years, I'd say after 3 years.
Oh, so you think 4 of those years was you lying to yourself
Yeah.
and others?
Yeah, essentially, I guess.
In a sense, you kind of knew that.
Like by year 4, I was already not hanging out with sober people.
Right.
I was already doing things that were totally suspect and illegal. Hanging with drug dealers already, like hanging with people that carried guns. I was, doing all sorts of stuff, going to dog fights, like hanging, just, just
Dog
doing.
fights.
Yeah.
Betting money on dog fights?
No, I wasn't betting money on it. I don't gamble, remember?
Where the fuck is there a dog fight?
In a
How do you
base.
find
in
if anyone ever tells me
basement.
they know that
In a
where the
ba-
dog fight is, I don't want nothing to do with you ever
Right.
again.
Me, I had dogs that have the I had a pit bull. I owned 2 pits.
So what? You were getting
So-
ready for a fight?
No, all my friends own pits. We all were pit bull owners in the early 90s.
Right.
Yeah. So you hang out with enough people in Patterson and places, around the edges of cities, and them. Someone's like, "Oh, you want to come? My dog's gonna fight tonight. You want to come?" Yeah, sure. I'm gonna go check it out.
Holy shit.
See how tough your dog is.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and then you just go, and then
They fight till death. Is that what?
No, they don't fight till death. That's not like
They
the
break
real.
it up?
No, yeah, that's not the real way.
I saw a chicken fight once.
But you fight but real dog fights in the South, like where they fight dogs and then the winners, like champion dogs, they fight dogs. I probably bet on it, like regardless. But these are family dogs, like they're the owner's dogs. Essentially, they're fighting the dogs to get the toughest dog, be known to have the toughest dog,
To
and
breed.
to breed
Ah, I got
in
you.
his retirement. So
Right.
that dog's retirement is a stud.
Right.
Just like a good racehorse.
Right.
Same thing, essentially same thing. Race horses to get a stud and of course there's betting going on in that process, but you're racing a horse to
Huh.
build a great horse, to stud the horse.
Yeah, the other day I had this idea to
Yeah.
sell my cum, but yeah, because I was looking at my kids and I was like,
Like,
you
they're
know what, man?
beautiful.
I got good kids.
These kids are beautiful.
Put the picture. But look what you can have.
You
Yeah. But I don't know who to go to. See, you know people.
Yeah.
I don't know those fucking people. When someone tells me that they know where there's a dog fight, I'm out.
You're
I gotta
out,
get out.
yeah.
I get scared of
Yeah.
what this dude is
But
all
I wasn't
about.
going to those dog fights where like these guys are down south back in the day, like, studding their dogs, like, all that stuff. But like I
It's
want
a
the people just,
weird-
in Patterson, it's like it's just bragging rights who has the toughest dog.
It's
and
a
like,
weird bunch of people.
Yeah, but I've seen a couple dog fights, man.
Like I went to see a chicken fight
Yeah.
in Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
right? And so it's funny because I was at the old San Juan Hotel.
Yeah.
Beautiful place.
Yeah.
Right across the street, there's a
chicken.
fucking
Yeah,
chicken
Yeah, I was there.
ring.
Yeah, it's a chicken ring.
Right? You went there?
I went right past it. I'm like, it looks like a miniature bull ring.
Yes,
It's a
right.
like legit chicken ring.
It is. So I
know.
went in there.
I remember the place.
We're
Seeing
like,
it.
you know what? I gotta see what the fuck's going on
Yeah.
here. We walked in.
I might have an old photo of it actually.
It's like blood sport movie.
Oh yeah.
Like the stairs.
They're yeah.
Like the fucking Coliseum. It's a
It's-
miniature fucking little Coliseum thing.
Yeah.
And as you walk around the corridors to get to like your seated area there,
Yeah.
where you can go down into the seating area
Yeah.
of the Coliseum,
Yeah.
whatever you call the stadium thing, you see behind a glass wall, like the trainer with
his rooster.
trainer.
With his rooster.
With
yeah.
his fucking
it's just
rooster.
the trainer.
And they're wrapping
like a
the
boxer.
little fucking whatever you call that paw, chicken paw.
chicken paw.
They
Yo.
stick a metal hook on the chicken wrist, right? And they wrap it super tight.
To make more damage?
Oh,
Oh, really? I didn't know they.
it's
I
a
thought it was just the
fucking-
claws of the chicken of the rooster.
No, because they fight like this.
Yeah, they
right?
and they peck. Do they
And
peck?
have
too?
this fucking
Oh
silver
my god! I didn't know
hook.
they put like devices
like
on
an
them.
eyeball
Weapons,
hook.
weapons. That's
eyeball hook. It's crazy. So you know what they do is from the ceiling, the way a mic drops for a boxing
yeah.
match,
And in this corner,
they have a plexiglass box with,
with the
two
two of
chickens,
and then they release it. And they release
release them with the thing
Yeah.
in the middle. That's
and
like,
they come at each other.
oh, and they just fucking. It's just with them fucking claws, chicken paw.
Chicken claw paw.
Dude, I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude, it's
the crowd.
and blood, right? And like
feathers and fucking blood, and it's just like, where am I?
you're in Puerto Rico,
Oh my
man.
god! And ironically enough, my favorite chicken place is literally next door.
Dude,
the best
is that where they
chicken-
go? Is that where you ate the
loser.
losers? You
Yeah.
ate losers.
Loser tastes great.
What's the name of the place? Losers.
that should be that.
Oh my
The
god,
best
dude!
chicken ever.
Really?
Right next door is a
Well,
great.
it's fresh.
great
It just got
restaurant.
killed.
I don't believe for a second there's no correlation there.
Definitely.
gotta have something to
Are
do
you
with it.
The guy who owns the Coliseum owns the chicken place.
Absolutely.
Oh, definitely. It's
Absolutely.
a side business.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Has to be.
Absolutely.
But dude, to walk in those corridors and see the
yeah,
guy
yeah.
rapping him with this motherfucker's gonna, like fucking, these guys are all into it.
Chicken paws. Yeah. Yo, that's crazy, man.
fucking brutal. I was like, dude, I gotta get out of Puerto
I
Rico.
wonder if they. I mean, that means legal there. I mean, look what they do to bulls too. You know.
It's brutal.
But like,
Can't
but
see
dogs,
that.
people love dogs, so they made dog fighting illegal.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you know what's interesting about the pit bull? Like, and I'm not
advocating.
advocating fighting. I at one time I was that person. I loved it. Like, you know, like I just was caught up in all sorts of stuff, and I was about to relapse and all these other things. You know, my mind wasn't really right.
Yeah.
And you know, I didn't really have thoughts of my own. I hadn't begun soul searching yet and believing in things. I had nothing. And that's why I relapsed.
Emptiness.
I had emptiness, you know what I mean? And I was filling it with so many things around me, you know.
And that's why you were soul searching, because you're looking for something.
I was looking for something, but
Right.
I was only attaching to the things that were around me, you know, women and you know, fucking dudes with guns and club life and, you know, dog fights and, you know, stealing credit cards and, you know, robbing shit and like.
So I'm
you
laughing
know,
at the chicken paw.
Yeah, the chicken paw. So, what was that? Oh, so, but the interesting thing is, you know, not to advocate, when pit bulls fight, their tail wags.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It wags.
Yeah.
If your pit bull's
You don't think they're actually angry?
if your pit bull's tail's not wagging when he's fighting, you should you should take your pit bull out. He doesn't want to fight.
Huh.
They're wagging their tails
Because they like to
the whole
fight.
time.
They like to fight.
They're bred to fight.
So
They're bred for
They're
gaminess.
excited for this.
They're excited for excitement.
Right.
Yeah. And they're smart at it. It's weird. It's a really interesting thing to see the capability of that dog. I've seen dogs do some things, man, that were unbelievable, like as far as intelligence goes, understanding fighting, like how you watch John Jones fight or how Spider still how you would see him fight and be like, wow, that's like that dude knows how to fight.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen dogs
So you think John Jones?
I've
if
seen
he had
dogs
a
go
tail
at each other. I saw two dogs go at each other. It was a one bite fight, right?
right here.
No. That they would love that spot, right? So the dogs were going, they ran at each other. The one dog jumped in the air and grabbed the dog on his neck, but behind his head,
Oh,
right?
good catch.
Like that,
So-
sideways,
over.
right? Not over. No, not over, because that dog a pit bull could handle a beat down.
Uh-huh.
The dog it's super powerful. It's an unbelievable dog.
Mm-hmm.
He grabbed it sideways, the back of the neck, and tucked his two front legs between his crotch so the dog could not bite his legs. Stayed there and walked the dog in a circle because the dog kept trying to move to get it, and walked away in a circle. That was it. That was the whole fight
Wow.
for 2.5 hours until he tired out the dog underneath him. And then the dog laid down in exhaustion and the fight was over. And
Damn.
that dog's the winner,
Dude, I saw the craziest
which
shit.
is nuts.
Do you watch, you ever look at Nature is Metal?
No,
The
should I see?
Instagram page?
Oh, no.
It's called Nature is Metal, and it's
Yeah.
just all, like, horrific animal death.
Oh,
Nature, though. Not like animals.
Natural.
Not like people killing shit.
no, yeah,
Just like
natural
fucking-
ways.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm going to check that out.
I'll send you this video. It's fucking brutal.
Tag me or DM me the page. so I
Some of
can
the
look
shit
at
is
it.
so
Yeah.
brutal, but
Yeah.
you gotta see it.
Yeah.
Like it's like, wow, fuck.
Yeah.
You would love an arrow in the head,
What?
cause you're fucking getting ripped apart alive.
Oh, you want to be just killed?
Just fucking kill me.
Kill me
Where's
with-
the hunter?
Where's the hunter?
Where is that hunter?
Yeah, where is the
I got
poacher?
a lion.
I want a game poacher with me right now to
Oh.
kill me.
So this zebra.
Yeah.
The video starts with the zebra already bitten in the neck by a lion, and it's just grabbing him like this.
Yeah.
And it's got the zebra's head down, and the lion's got it like
Yeah.
this. And the zebra's still standing at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, they're strong.
Another lion slowly
Creeps
walks
over.
up behind the zebra,
Yeah.
just bites him in the asshole.
Yeah, yeah.
In the asshole. Bites him in
I think they know to do that because
the
there's
balls-
blood there, a lot of blood.
the balls, the asshole.
Yeah, take
just-
'em out.
Just like, hey! And just stand it. It's like, it's just fucking.
Yeah.
I was like,
And the zebra's going
just-
till it dies.
where's the hunter?
Yeah.
Just fucking
Shoot me right in the head.
kill this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I know.
Then they get it down to the ground and they start fucking ripping him apart.
Ripping it
Oh
apart.
my God.
Yeah.
It is
And they go to town, and then they take pieces back to the to their
Oh,
cubs.
Dude. There's a
crazy?
video with this fucking guy in the backyard is filming a bear that got a deer.
Oh.
And it's got him from behind just ripping his neck apart.
Oh.
You hear it, just volume.
Crunching and
Oh,
stuff.
it's just like, the deer's just like, the thing is in the back. There's like, it's so brutal. It is so brutal, dude. It's terrific.
Yo, you follow some of the craziest things, dude.
This is a great. You gotta get this. You gotta
yeah.
watch this channel. There's so much great shit on
I
this
gotta
channel.
check it out, man.
Nature is metal.
Nature is metal.
Anyway, well, I'm glad you're sober.
Yeah, man. Me
I like
too.
You, I like you this way.
Yeah,
I don't want you passing out on people.
dude. Could you? Yeah, man. That's like the.
But you know
mellow.
what? I like. It took you getting fucked up to realize you need to be sober.
It did.
It did.
It absolutely did.
Right.
They say that relapse sometimes is a part of the process for someone to find
It's-
sobriety.
For you personally, it was much better to go that deep
Yeah, had to.
as opposed to a slow progression in life and just die a fucking loser.
Yeah, with liver fucking damage
All
and,
that.
and kidney failure and
All
like
of that.
all that stuff.
Just
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
your life up,
yeah,
have
just
nothing.
go deep and quick. Yeah, it was better, way better for me.
Way better to do it quick.
I think that's like when I look at it all and try to analyze it and stuff and I think deeply about it sometimes. I'm like, that was no other way.
right.
That's who I am as a person, personality, like just go.
Right.
That's the way it was going to be for me. I do a lot of things slow in my life,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like, and take time with it and look at it and like, should I do that? Should I not? And like, think that stuff just went.
Right.
I had no control over it. It just was the way it was supposed to happen for me.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Fuck.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nature is metal.